Whilst I was working for British Rail, I thought about Amanda and the good times we had together, and I phoned her up. And fortunately, she'd retained the same telephone number from 30 years before. So we got together and went for a meal in Windsor. And I discovered that I still had feelings for her. So we carried on dating, and one thing led to another, and things progressed, and I'm now happily married to Amanda, which is the greatest job I've ever done. In October 2017, I was travelling up to the British Legion in Tilehurst to buy some wreaths for my father's grave, and on returning I was crossing the road adjacent to near where I lived, and I was hit by a car. I ended up being airlifted from my address in Reading to the John Radcliffe Hospital in Oxford. Something I sincerely regret, because I've never been in a helicopter before and I don't remember it. I was in John Radcliffe for 1 month, and I was then transferred back to Reading to the Royal Berkshire Hospital. As a result of the accident, I ended up in hospital for 8.5 months in the Royal Berkshire, most of which I can't remember because I've got no recollection of it, I've got no memory of it. It was not nice waking up, and every morning I woke up and didn't know where I was. I was then transferred to the neuro rehab at Salisbury for 3 months. It wasn't a very nice experience. I didn't like it because it was traumatic. I then left Salisbury and came home, basically, for want of a better description, which was a really eerie experience, because for some reason I thought I still lived in the house I lived in 32 years ago, and I didn't recognise my own home. Whilst in the Royal Berkshire Hospital, my wife used to visit me every day, but one of the great burdens she had to carry was the fact that within an hour of her getting home from the hospital and visiting me, I used to phone her up and say, "Can you come and visit me, please?" Because I'd forgotten that she'd been there in the morning and I couldn't remember. When I did return home, I didn't recognise my own home, because I, in my mind, was still living in the house that I lived in 30 years previously. And I was walking into a strange house. I didn't know where I was. I didn't know where the toilets were. I didn't know where the bedrooms were. I couldn't find anything. I didn't know what I was doing. Needless to say, my wife Amanda has helped me immensely. She's my rock. I would be lost without her. She remembers all my appointments. She puts all my tablets into Dosset boxes so I don't forget to take them. I would be truly lost without her, and I love her with all my heart and soul. My dog remembered me, which was a relief, because he hadn't seen me for nearly 2 years. So it was a very eventful homecoming. As a result of my accident and my brain damage, I am now unable to read, which was heartbreaking for me, because I had many books because of my love of books that I got from my neighbours when I was a child. I am now technically listed as blind because I'm with the RNIB, and I get books from them and I listen to them because I can't read my books. It's very annoying because I can't read road signs. I go to the supermarket and I can't read labels on the shelves. It gets very wearing at times. The audiobooks I get are a godsend because I can sit and listen to a book. Amanda does clip me around the ear roll from time to time because I do nod off if I'm not concentrating. But I'm alive. And I love my wife with all my heart and soul. And I'm grateful for that. And I don't know how I'd manage without my wife. She has been my rock.